Well, today we will not be working on the motorhome 454. We will be working inside the garage. It is raining, not super hard, but just a pretty nasty day. So we're gonna go inside. When I had the 55 butt splice at the drag strip the other night, it was running really rich, just everywhere. And just in case anybody is wondering why the name of this car is butt splice, it might be self-explanatory, but my son come up with that name when we were working on it, putting the LS in it and wiring it right. That is, I promise, that is not, I did not do that. It looks like something I would do, but we did not do that during this, and so that's where it got its from. You know, zip tie's done to death, so we had to come up with something better. I think zip tie, or I think butt splice is appropriately unique and true. So anyway, we're gonna learn how to mess with these Holley carburetors and try to maybe change the power valve, maybe change the jetting. You know, this is new to me. You know, that's never really worked on them like that. You know, if it ran, then I was just glad it was running, but trying to make it run right. So anyway, here we go. I love cold starts. It runs rich at idle, and then it goes lean. Then it goes kind of lean. I think the accelerator pump, I put a bigger cam on the accelerator pump, but I think I need to put a bigger squirter. So that's what we're going to work on today. And it's raining, won't be able to give it a proper road test, but you know, we'll see how it goes. There is the 5.3 in the car in butt splice. I copied a build off of Richard Holdener's channel, So I will try to put a link to that in the description. I copied the build. But when I ordered the pistons and the rods, I actually screwed up and I messed up the measurements on the compression height for the pin and the piston and the rod length, and well, I messed it up, but it ended up being perfect for power and high compression. I ended up with 0 deck height. His engine was like 9.5 to 1, and I figured mine, which I may have figured it wrong, but mine is like 11 to 1 or 11.25 to 1. But you know, it will not run on pump gas, so I have to put that $30 can of octane juice in it, which, you know, I built this and put it together for it to be nasty, and well, so far it has been. It is 0 traction. You have to run high octane gas in it everywhere, and you know, it's a diamond in the rough. So we got slicks ordered for the next trip to the drag strip, and maybe that will help. And I hope to get the carburetor more in line. We live on the Cumberland Plateau, so it was running rich, and I thought when we took it to the valley that might, you know, the elevation might, you know, it might be right for the lower elevation at the drag strip, but it absolutely was not. So, you know, working some bugs out. Okay, here goes Holley tune attempt 1. Let's see. I have been reading up on tuning the Holleys, which in no way makes me an expert or even that I would even know anything about what I'm doing with them. But the way that it's acting, I have been, if I understand right, the lack of vacuum for the engine is letting the power valve stay open. So we're going to put a lower rated vacuum power valve in it, and a larger accelerator pump squirter in it. So so that's what we're doing here. I'm going to probably fast forward through some of this so that the video is not 5 hours long. So yeah, here we go. Yay, blue gaskets. Okay, we got a 6.5 power valve, and we have got '65 jets. So we'll try a We'll try a 4.5 power valve. One-inch wrench. Okay, 4.5. Okay. Now we're going to use our fancy little Holley screwdriver that I bought a year and a half ago. That way we don't That way we don't screw up these jets. So we've got a 65. So we may go to something smaller. Let me see what we got. 65. Well. 65. You know what? I changed my mind. We're going to leave these as 65s. That says 65 and that says 65. Those are not the same size hole. I don't know if you can see that. Those do not look like, yeah, maybe they are. Okay, maybe they are. Optical delusion. But I'm going to leave these as 65s. And let's see what the power valve does. Because I remember hearing people talk about and say, do one thing at a time. That way you know what did work and what didn't work. So I'm going to follow that advice. 65s in here. I don't know if you can see it. I promise I'm going to get better camera equipment. 4.5 inches on the power valve. So and thank God for reusable gaskets. Okay. That goes up here. Yeah. When I was younger, I never could afford to buy proper carburetor. It was always old junk that I had. And I just remember you buy an old Holley from somebody and they'd say, oh, I put a kid in it. And you put it on and it would just be garbage. But I always always had just old junk, something that was somebody's leftovers. Now that I'm a little older, a lot older actually, I don't have 5 mouths to feed in the house. I'm able to afford some better stuff. Able to afford to do more stuff. Starting off with a fresh good carburetor always helps. And then so now I've been studying about the Holleys, and I'm kind of liking them because they are definitely adjustable, and maybe we'll get her tuned in right. Still a little rich, not as bad. So, but I did notice that when I revved it up a little, it did kind of flash lean. So I think we're going to try the accelerator pump squirter, because I've already put the biggest accelerator pump cam on it. So we'll see what size shooter we got. I wonder if I should take that choke blade off. Is there a way for me to take it off? I'm going to say maybe not. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay. If anybody is watching this and has any advice for me about a better way to do something, or why didn't you do it this way, or please say so. I am open for any and all suggestions. I want to learn something. Like I said, I've never really been able to get this deep into any of this stuff. So just if somebody wants to leave a comment about, hey, you're doing this wrong, I felt like I was playing Operation right then. Anybody that remembers that is showing your age. So we got a 31 on that squirter. So we'll try, let's see, 37. I got a 35. We'll do a 35 because I'm going to try to richen it up some. So we'll try a 35 because I will be richening up all of it in its, man. So how do we keep the gasket from falling off? Did I just get lucky? Did I just get lucky? Maybe I did. Let me try a little something. Yeah. Maybe a touch of grease to make it stick. Is that something? Is that a thing? Okay. Beep bop. Boop boop bop. Well, look at that. Didn't drop nothing in the motor. Saints be praised. And trust me, I know that this will have to be road trip and the engine will have to be put under load. I know this is not the final way of doing this, but just trying to get it closer. Okay. I feel like that made it worse. I'm not great at this. That is completely evident. I am not great at this. Okay. Let me make sure I don't have a leak.